What is up, guys? We back with another video, man, and today is a special video because I finally got my hands on the second lens that I've always wanted with my Canon 90D. Now, my favorite setup is the 90D with the Sigma 18-35, but the second lens that I've always wanted was the 24-105 f4 L lens by Canon. This is the first version, all right? I think they have a new version out or a second version, and I think they even got an f2.8 version, but this is the one that I always wanted to snag up for the 90D, and I got it for $275, and look how immaculate this lens looks. I'm telling you guys, this thing looks brand new. So the previous owner upgraded to a 24-70 is what he said. And that he didn't feel as though he needed this lens, and that it was still partially brand new, or at least it was well taken care of. And he gave it to me for $275. And every lens I saw on eBay for this price, well, for this lens, the price was about $400, $350 to $400. But I got it for $275, man, and I just couldn't pass it up. And I also got a ND filter for it already, so I just couldn't pass it up. And some of the things that I liked about this lens back in the day was the fact that it had stabilization and autofocus. And even though it's F4 is not a bad, F4 is not bad. The Sigma is 1.8, but F4 is not bad because you can still use this in many different situations. You just got to know what it is that you're doing with the lens, or what you're about to do, and how you can incorporate this lens into what you're doing. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys in this video today a few photos with this lens, as well as a little bit of video testing with this lens. We'll do a little bit of stabilization test with this lens because the Sigma 18-35 doesn't have stabilization in the lens, but this one does. So this is going to be more video. It's going to be more for video for me, but not right here because of the focal length. All right, because we're dealing with a crop sensor camera, which is I'll show you in a hot minute. Being that this is a 1.6 crop, we'll go over the focal length and all that stuff here in a minute. But we'll do a little stabilization test, and I'll turn on the digital stabilization or electronic or whatever you want to call it in the Canon 90D with this stabilization to see if we get any jitters and stuff like that. But we'll test this lens a little bit, man, and at the very end of this video, we'll come back and kind of wrap it up, man. But one thing I wanted to show you guys is anytime you want to know the focal length on with your camera and the lens combined, all right, because this is a 1.6 crop, you can go right here to Lens Sora. All right, and right here on Lens Sora, all you'll do is select your camera right here. So we'll go down and select the Canon 90D. Let's see if I can find it fast. So we'll go down here, search for the Canon 90D, and then we'll search for the Sigma. Let's do the Sigma 18-35 right quick. So we'll go down to Sigma, and we'll select the 18-35. This is the art one, so we'll go right here and see if they combine. Yes, they are compatible, I meant. And right here it gives you the focal length. Okay, so the actual focal length is 18-35, which is what we're shooting on. But because this is a crop sensor camera, the actual experienced focal length is 29-56. All right, so with this F4 24-105, we're going to get a little bit of extended reach, but this is not going to be wide angle, but we're going to get a little bit more than the 105 that it says on here, which I'll show you here in a hot minute. All right, but 29-56. So right now we're shooting at 18, which is 29. So this is 29 right here. All right, this is the widest, basically the widest I could get this lens. We're at 29. All right, based off of the 1.6 crop. Let's go back right quick, 90D, and then we'll go down to the 24-105. It'll be this one right here, 2005 version. Let's go ahead and click that. Yep, there we go. So right here, the actual focal length is 24-105, but the experienced focal length is 38-168. So again, it's not wide angle, but we're going to get some extended reach with this lens. All right, but again, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of testing with this lens, as far as photos, a little bit of video, little stabilization and all that stuff, man. And then we'll come back, you know, and we'll wrap the video up. All right, let's get to it. All right, y'all, so this is gonna just be a quick random like vlog test, just to kind of test the stabilization as well as giving you guys a quick look at what it would kind of be like to vlog with this thing. My arm is all the way extended and I'm on a Gorilla Pod and it is heavy as crap. So right now, this is a quick representation of no stabilization turned on, whether that be digital or in the lens. So I'm just kind of walking normally, and this is what that stabilization looks like. So I'm going to turn on the lens right now. All right, so this is with the lens turned on. My hand is straight completely out, and this is crazy heavy. Now again, you wouldn't want to vlog with this lens because number one, it is heavy, even though it has stabilization in it. But number two, if you want to turn on the digital stabilization in the camera, the 90D, then it's going to crop in, and you can only get 2 levels of that. So when you crop in once, it's going to zoom in, and then you crop in the second time, it's going to be even more zoomed in. So let's turn on digital IS level 1. Okay, so now this is digital stabilization turned on level 1 with the actual lens stabilization. And as you can see, it's cropped in 100%, basically all the way up to my face. And on top of that, my arm is still fully extended. So again, if you do use this lens, you might want to just use it for, like, I guess just the lens by itself stabilization. But if you're doing like B-roll and other shots, then you can turn on the lens and level 1 digital stabilization. So I'm going to turn on level 2 digital stabilization with the lens. So again, this is level 2 now. All right, level 2 digital stabilization, and the lens is turned on. And as you can see, it is fully cropped to my face, and I don't like it. So we're going to pretty much end this right here. But just stay tuned for another little small stabilization test. All right. All right, so that was a quick look at the 24 to 105, man. Again, I scooped this thing up for really cheap. So if you could find it cheap, I would highly suggest you pick this lens up. Now, hopefully the photos look pretty good, man. I'm not a photographer by any means, but hopefully they came out pretty good. And hopefully you guys enjoyed my stabilization test, because I put a lot of somewhat effort into that, because it took me a long time to get it somewhat stable, because I'm a very shaky person doing that handheld. So hopefully the message was conveyed with just showing you the stabilization on the lens and the stabilization mixed in with the digital stabilization of the camera. So hopefully, you know, I did a pretty decent job of that, man. But anyway, if you can find a 24 to 105, I highly suggest you take a look at it. If you can get it for, you know, under 400 bucks, man, I think it's a steal, man. But again, just for context, I want you guys to know I'm shooting with the GoPro Hero 5. What you think of the GoPro Hero 5 right now in 2023, just based off this little short clip. All right, I just kind of wanted to pull this camera out because I haven't shot with it in a while, and it was sitting on my desk, so I just wanted to shoot with it. But anyway, 24 to 105, stabilization, autofocus, under 400 bucks, man. You can't really beat it. You see what I mean? So anyway, if you found this video to be helpful in some way, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's been your man Jay, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.